NTFL match between the Darwin Buffaloes and the Nightcliff Tigers. Hello everyone, I'm Nightcliff and welcome to beautiful Larrakia country where the temperature is a nice 27 degrees with host Buffaloes bring some additional heat to surprise the table-topping Tigers. Here's Darwin McCormack and the NITV call team to preview all the action.
Sorry, have to stay on your spot. That's bad news because your focus is wrong. Hopefully you'll hear from Luca in a second.
Pardon?
Hopefully you'll hear from Luca in a second.
Okay. TIO Stadium in Darwin is the venue for today's rotating NTV match between the Darwin Buffaloes and the Nightcliff Tigers. Hello everyone, I'm Nightcliff. Yep. Okay. TIO Stadium in Darwin is the venue for today's Round 13 NTFL match between the Darwin Buffaloes and the Nightcliff Tigers. Hello everyone, I'm Nev McEwen and welcome to beautiful Larrakia country where it's 27 degrees and 78% humidity. But can the fifth place Buffaloes bring some additional heat to surprise the table-topping Tigers? Here's Dominic McCormack and the NITV call team to preview all the action.
Thanks very much, Nevenka. Appreciate that introduction and welcome this evening to our commentary team. Natasha Medbury joining me in commentary and, of course, Fred Murphy with special comments. I turn to you first, Natasha. This evening, a really important game, as Nevenka said, Nightcliff taking on the Darwin Buffaloes. Nightcliff really taking all before them so far this season. Darwin, what will they have to do to actually impress in this game and perhaps even get a win?
Thanks, Dominic. Yeah, very fortunate to be here tonight. And as you said, Nightcliff on top of the ladder. They've had 12 wins so far this season, and 9 wins so far this season, and just really looking strong. Looking for the third flag, of course, 3 in a row. Can they make the triple flag? But Buffaloes, they've got a strong team here tonight, and congratulations to Kevin Moroney as well, number 12, playing his 100th game, which is a feat for the Buffaloes. But they're going to have to come out big and strong. Of course, the Tigers are a strong-bodied unit, play very hard as we look at the teams there. Nathan Brown, of course, he leads by example from the back. Brody Philo, also a good player, and of course voted by a number of peers as Cameron Islet as probably being one of the best players of the decade, Dominic.
Yeah, indeed. A very strong Nightcliff team that you saw there. And Darwin as well, Fred. It turned to you now. The Darwin Buffaloes clearly going into this game as the underdog. But they have some good players themselves, of course. Matt Campbell's been in pretty good form for them. Not coaching this year, focusing on his game play. And a player who crossed from St Mary's a season or so ago, Michael Coombs, also been in very good form. A strong-bodied midfielder. To me, if they're going to win tonight, those two have to have very good games against this important Nightcliff unit.
Oh, absolutely. And with any football game, it always starts in the middle. And I think Buffaloes have Mikey Coombs really sets them up and helps them out in the middle as well. Some of the other play, Cal Cossack in the back line. He's a really focal point. He used to play for Nightcliff, but now he plays for Buffaloes. He's a really composure sort of player and someone that Buffalo needs in the back line. Jared Stokes, to me, is the barometer in the middle. If Jared gets his hands on the ball lots of times, they're going to do some damage, and Jared is the one that needs to really lead, and he's one of their instigators, and they're really lights that really shines through as well. Ryan Pendlebury in the back line is a barometer as well. He sets them up. I've noticed he's moving the forward line last couple of weeks as well before Christmas and around the centre line, so it'll be interesting to see what Cameron does with Ryan Pendlebury because his foot skills are amazing, and he's also his composure and leadership on the oval. Matty Campbell, if he can get a couple of goals as well and get his confidence up, he'll be damaging in the forward line. Bradley Stokes, I think one of the underrated backline players of the NTFL. Bradley just goes around, does his business, stops his man, and when he gets the ball, he uses his ball really well. So I'm looking forward to this contest between the brute force and really professionalism of the Nightcliff Football Club and the really unpredictability, but the strength and skill and opportunity of the Darwin Buffaloes to really, if Darwin Buffalo can get their confidence up and have a couple of goals, but really give it to the pressure to the Nightcliff Tigers, it should be a really good game.
Natasha, we always talk about the midfield for the Nightcliff Tigers. I mean, they're just so good, aren't they? Cameron Islet playing tonight, Philip Wills playing tonight, and of course Brody Philo playing tonight. If you put those guys to one side, I've been really impressed this season with players like Dominic Brew, for instance. Sean Wilson continues just to improve as a player, playing more in defence and through the midfield. Those guys have been so important by way of depth for the Nightcliff Tigers.
Yeah, and also Kyle Emery as well has moved back to the Nightcliff Tigers, of course, left there, went and played at the Palmerston Magpies for a couple of seasons, but his leadership and the target up forward has allowed Trent Melville probably to play a little bit further up and take that bit of that pressure off him as being the number one forward down there. And Kyle Emery is a good shot on goal as well and has really slotted back into this team really well. And, the midfield that you mentioned, they've all got premierships now, and they've all got Nichols medals between them. So it's just an absolute Rolls Royce of a midfield for a team up here.
Yep. You talk about Kyle Emery. I've been so impressed by Kyle Emery, and I've said since the beginning of the season that he's one of these players who's just going to relish going to the Nightcliff Tigers, and the fact that that he's gone there. That doesn't mean that he now thinks that he doesn't have to work hard, that he doesn't have to do too much. We've seen in every game so far Kyle Emery as a key forward working all the way up to centre wing, getting kicks at half back, continuing then to work down and run his opponent around in the forward 50, and then kicking really good goals. He reminds me of Jackson Calder, who also plays for St Mary's, and that they just work so hard. Kyle Emery, I think, is a really important foil for Trent Melville and just makes what was already a dangerous forward line even more dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. It's interesting to see Trent Melville starting on the bench, so it'll be interesting how this Nightcliff line forward set up. But even though their structure seems to be one of the best in the NTFL, their back line, their forward and their centre, they know how to play together, they know how to really read the play, and they trust each other. In the 50-50 contest from the games I've watched, they know their teammate's going to win the ball, so they're going to run forward, create passages, and they do the really 1%ers really well. So it'll be really interesting to see how Buffaloes congest that and really put a lot of pressure on the Nightcliff midfield especially, and that's where the game's going to be won and lost. And the team that makes the most opportunities, can Buffaloes make the most of the opportunities and put Nightcliff under pressure when it counts?
Round 12 clash here between the Nightcliff Tigers and the Darwin Buffaloes. Ball held aloft. Darwin kicking to the airport end. Nightcliff to the Michael Long Learning Centre, and Darwin winning the initial ruck tap out there through Liam Napier. Ball kicked forward, off hands, no mark taken there by that man we've just been talking about in Kyle Emery. Ball now deep inside the right forward pocket for the Tigers. Crash tackle laid, and the umpire says, I will have it. A ball up immediately there in that forward 50. Mac Rivet, what an important midfielder he's been as well for the Nightcliff Tigers. Very impressed with him. Ball tossed high. One down there by Drogamullah. Scooting through the pack, Stokes. Little handball. Goes off there to Moroney in the 100-gamer. Now a long kick out of defence. Campbell put it on enough pressure there so that the mark couldn't be taken. A little bit of a scrappy handball. A little bit of tunnel ball there. Was that a throw? I think it well might have been. Ball slapped away. Moroney again in the tackle there. Handball comes out to Stokes. Calm under pressure. Ball up centre wing, no mark taken, and the ball seen out of bounds. And the big fella there in Jackson Bowen making sure that it stayed over the boundary line. Boundary throw in here, Morris Rioli grandstand side. A minute into this game. Nice tight start. Ruck contest now, whacked away there by Bowen initially. Quick kick forward, Mac Rivet had an opportunity there, just couldn't quite get his hands to it. And good play there by Kyle Cossack. Of course, Fred, as you said, a former Nightcliff player, so coming up again. This is not the first time. Now we come up again against his former team. Oh, absolutely. They're really consummate professional as well, and good composure when he gets the ball. So Bowen and Napier set again. Bowen just reads that very well, hits it down to Wheels. Wheels with a quick kick. Going to bounce just inside the boundary line there, so it goes out of bounds. So Bowen just too easy in the ruck there against Napier. Just read it a lot better. It was a short boundary throw in. The boundary umpire is just going a little bit further. They reset. Drogamullah now takes the ruck duties, taps it forward, and a beautiful kick. I think that's Brody Philo. So straight away, beautiful ruck work by Drogamullah, and Brody Philo already has a goal on the board with only 2 minutes gone in this first quarter. Absolutely, and that's what a great ruckman does. He knows where to put the ball, he knows where these forwards are running, and he knows what's going to do. And I bet before that happened, Drogamullah said to Philo, or gave him the eye or whatever, I'm sure they've done it in training, this is where I want you to go. So it's great body work and ruck work by Drogamullah to really push off his opponent, and the space was clear. Philo went straight into it, and great ruck work just to tap it in front of him. That is perfect ruck work, perfect road work, great start by the Nightcliff Football Club. Gee, it looked as though he had a lot of time and space there, but in fact Xavier Grant at the contest was right next to him. He just didn't stick with him. There's one person you've got to stick next to. It's Brody Philo. Ruck contest now comes down to Jared Stokes. At his third kick already. Ball high up towards half forward. No mark taken. Off hands. The Tigers working hard here at ground level. Armat did really well there up on the left foot. Got a quick kick away, but Bowen making his presence felt early here. Takes a good mark. Kick short. Nightcliff Tigers here in a dangerous position already. Daniel Bowles has got a lethal kick on him, and he uses it to good effect here already. Philo in the action, receives that handball. Devastating left foot. Look at that. Off to Drogamullah. Runs inside 50. From 40. Has his shot at goal. And he'd be disappointed with that, the big man. He is a quality player. Misses that to the right. So 1-1 the score for the Nightcliff Tigers. Darwin yet to score. 3.5 gone in this first quarter.
So Buffaloes with the kick out. It's a dangerous kick. Puts his teammate Pendlebury under enormous pressure, but well done. So Stokes tries to hit up a target. Again, Napier can't get there. Taken high, and the umpire's called it. So a free kick going here the way of the Nightcliff Tigers. And that's going to Rivet. So Mark Rivet going to take a free kick here. So we'll start to the Buffaloes here, but under enormous pressure, their defensive 50 here.
Oh, absolutely. And Jared Stokes got the ball in the half-back flank there, and he had no one down the wing to kick to, and he tried to pinpoint a punt, and he couldn't. So Nightcliff really got pressure.
So Rivet comes in, looks good off the boot, straight through the big sticks. They've got their second on the board, and Mark Rivet has his first for the game.
Great play there by Nightcliff. What we're also noticing already is that Brody Filo's picked up a couple of touches. They're winning in the centre clearances, and they're doing really well. Bad kick by Stokes there, turnover. He tried to pinpoint a needle in a haystack, but I'm sure because probably down the field there was no one to tick to or no one offering opportunity. Jared Stokes could have run that other thing, but to me he seems a bit timid. Buffaloes at the moment seem a bit timid. They don't want to take the game on, but in the day, if they don't take the game on and do the best they can, they're going to get blown out of the water, so they really need to stand up now. They need to put a score on the board for them and their supporters.
So the ball back in the middle here. The ruck contest, Liam Napier up against Jackson Bowen. Bowen again wins that down. Philo couldn't handle. Tackle laid, Mac Rivet.
Clever.
Very clever indeed. Liam Holtfitz getting a little quick kick out. Ball comes to Mac Rivet again. Bobbles around there. Well done by Isaac Seaton-Kunoth. Was part of winning that out really nicely there. Ryan Pendlebury gets a handball away. Finds Jackson Clark. A little bit untidy here. You don't want to be untidy against the Tigers. Well done, Ryan Pendlebury. Smothered that handball away there from Danny Butcher. Puts pressure on again. Coombs comes into the action. Steps his way through trouble. Had his kick smothered. Still got it forward. Nightcliff to come away with it yet again. Left foot kick down and taken by Jackson Clark there at half back for the Buffaloes.
So Clark, it's an errant kick. Coombs taken high. The umpire says play on. So Clark again, that's Thomas Clark. Kicks it up and taken over the boundary line there by Thomas Boyd.
What I'm noticing already is the skill by the Buffaloes. They're not hitting their targets by kick, and that's putting the teammates under pressure, so they have to really sink 3 or 4 times ahead.
So boundary throw in. Owen again just dominant here. Gets it down. Wilson should pick it up for the Tigers. He does. He goes back to his teammate in Boyd, but chopped off by Pendlebury. Pendlebury delivers it into the 50, and that's a good mark taken by his teammate, and a quick kick over to a player all by himself that ends up taking a beautiful mark as well was Brodie Foster.
Brodie Foster, great play by around Pendlebury, and that's what Buffaloes need at the moment. Great leadership, and Ryan Pendlebury, and really great quick there as well. And so Foster now, can he put the score on the board and give Buffaloes a really confidence and good start?
Noted goal kicker Foster. Usually a good shot on goal comes in. Hopefully he can get the Buffs there first. And he does. So first goal on the board for the Buffaloes goes to Brodie Foster, and a good piece of play leading up to that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And great to see the Buffaloes forwards really put the pressure on the Nightcliff backs and really force the ball forward. And it got it in the hands of Ryan Pendlebury, who's a really good use of the ball. Put it forward, and a great mark here by one of the Buffaloes players.
Nicholas Loud,
and he really put good play, kicked to Foster, and great goal. That's what they needed, Buffalo. So they need more of it, and it starts in the middle. So Jared Stokes has picked up a couple of goals, but I think he needs to use his pace against Philo, Cameron, Islet, and Wills. If he can use his pace a bit more, run away, it gives them more opportunity to kick the ball in their forward line.
Ball back in the middle now. Napier beaten forward on this occasion by Bowen. Spinning out of the pack though, Max Kennedy did well. Got the ball up towards half forward, taken by Kickett. Kickett, a nice little kick there.
Well done.
Taken by Andy Moniz Wakefield. Got it off to a teammate in Bowles and up to Emery. Just beautiful play there by the Tigers. Here he is, a quality forward, Emery, and he's going to get paid 50 metres here. Had to be encroachment over the mark there by Lachlan McKenzie. Gee, Fred, it can't have been by too far there.
Yeah, no, it's pretty close, but the umpires have been strict on it all season as well, so you cross the lines, you're going to pay the price. So now Emery's got a good opportunity to put a goal in for Nightcliff.
And interestingly, they haven't taken him back on the angle here either. He's lining up directly in front. So Emery, with his first shot on goal for the evening.
Yeah, I thought that only happened in the goal square.
That's right. So Emery, we've talked him up pre-game. Direct shot on goal. Nice, steady approach. Kick on goal is just an absolute beauty. So before you know it, the Nightcliff Tigers have 3 goals on the board and Emery has his first. Good lead-up play, but really, Fred, just an error there, and errors in that part of the ground with such a potent forward line, you just can't afford to make it.
Yeah. The young guy for Buffalo's made a mistake, but now he's got the leaders of Buffalo's need to get around him and say, hey, you know what? Next time you go into the ball or next time you think about what you're going to do. So it'll be interesting to see Buffalo's reactions now and how they're going to go. Nightcliff are doing what they're doing. Great start by Nightcliff and great start by Emery. So I would like to see Buffalo's. What are they going to do? Their leaders stand up in the middle especially.
So Fitzgerald's come on to replace Napier in the ruck for Buffaloes, and Drogomolo's gone into the middle as well. And an even tap there. Drogomolo just wins it. Hot contested footy in there. Wills shovels it out. Kicked forward by the Nightcliff player. Just a slight push in the back there. The umpire lets it go. Good defensive mark taken. The umpire's called 50, so they're hot. Definitely hot on the 50 at the moment. I don't even think the player moved off the mark, and he can play on here if he wants to. No, Wills manages to get there to hold him up. And a good intercept mark taken there by Boyd. So it goes across the face. This is what they do very often as well. The Tigers look to switch play straight away. If it's not happening, they'll go back, which they do back to Boyd. Nathan Brown directing traffic for the Tigers. That's a poor kick by Boyd. So Brown's going to try and get there against Ahmad. I thought that was in the back. It is. So Sean Ahmad with the free kick here for the Buffaloes. Not much on, so goes across to a teammate. So quite ready for it. And that's a thumping kick. It's going to land. Goes through for a behind, but that was a thumping kick from the player in Loudon.
So Tigers now to bring the ball back into play. Jonathan Peris with ball in hand. Nice little kick. Spots up his teammate in Sean Wilson. Still looking to clear space here, the Tigers. He goes out wide, finds Thomas Boyd. Dangerous kick from him. Clears the pack initially. Nice little handball inboard to Rivet. Now to the teammate running through. Oh, they've made it look easy here now, the Tigers. Popped it up to Philip Wills, takes the mark, has a bounce, runs inside 50, has his shot on goal. He'll make no mistake with that whatsoever. That's a classy finish from a classy player.
Oh, absolutely. Philip Wills, you can't give him that time of day because he'll kick that goal every time of the day. It was great work by Nightcliff in the half-back flank there. They were 4 and 4 together, but what happened there, when the Nightcliff got the ball forward, there was about 3 or 4 Nightcliff players running forward where the Buffaloes players didn't catch up with them. They didn't run after them. They lagged behind. So it seems to me that Nightcliff are working harder and working for each other. Buffaloes need to really get intensely, otherwise this game could go away.
There was no one in the screenshot there near Wills. How does that actually happen in a game? Trent Melville had time to turn it inside to him, and there was not a player around him. Just too easy there for the Tigers. So back in the middle, Owen with an easy tap down tries to get it to Eilert. Eilert goes in again for a second crack. The umpire's found a free kick. It's going the way of the Buffaloes. Need to move it on quickly here. Could have given it to Stokes running past. They don't. That's a poor kick. It's not working, Thomas. Clark goes in. Gets in there as well as Seaton Kernoff. Good tackle laid against Drew. So Drew up and under kick. Gets it to Melville, running through his move. That's a good hit by Radley Stokes to take Mill off the ball. Picked up by James. And that's a high tackle, and the umpire's called it. So a free kick going the way of the Buffaloes in Antonio James, who quickly plays on.
Gee, Antonio James has been in the action here early. Terrific start from him. That's a poor kick, however, from the Buffaloes. Cut off here by Liam Holt-Fitz. Just dances around and then pops up for Kyle Emery. Gee, I thought he got a bit of a nudge in the back there. And now a crack on goal. That's a goal. That's a terrific kick. What a shot on goal that was from Andy Moniz Wakefield. He just gathered the ball quickly, stepped to one side, had a snap from 48 metres out, and put that straight through the middle. Great goal.
Great play by Harrod getting the ball into the forward line. Bad luck by Manuel get the ball forward. But great play there by the young Nightcliff guy. He really read the ball well off the hands and really great quick around his body. And Nightcliff are playing really well at the moment. They're doing all the things important. They're playing for each other. Buffaloes need to really stand up, and some of them are trying, but others need to really stand up and help each other. Otherwise, this game could go away from them.
Yeah, very, very much danger signs here. 5-1-31 to 1-1-7 already. We've only gone 14 minutes.
So Napier's back in the ruck for the Buffaloes. Sit down. Trying to get it out of the pack. Jared Stokes tries to find a teammate. That's Loudon. Loudon gives it back to Grant. Grant can't get rid of a good hand pass by Moo to a teammate running past and hits his forward. Trent Melville lace out, just too easy there. We know he's a damaging forward, Trent Melville. We've seen him in the last couple of grand finals.
How good was the early leap there? Oh. He left the ground early, extended the arms and took the
Protected
mark.
The
just
footy.
Looked great.
Yeah, he's great professional and great full forward. But what a great kick there, Bill, on the Nightcliff. Ryan Moo, you know. He really stretched it up and put it in front of players so he can get the mark.
So as we watch Melville go in, it's a high kick, looks good. The umpire does not move. That's through for a goal. Nightcliff Tigers have their 6 on the board already. With only 15 minutes gone in this first quarter, there's danger signs already for the Buffaloes.
Oh, look, I think Buffaloes better do something now, maybe change something in the middle or whatever. I just don't see them coming up at the moment. They need leadership. They need to get this ball out of the middle. Otherwise, this could be over in a really short amount of time as well. What are they getting in the middle?
That kick there delivered by Adam Jorgensen, yet another one of their really, really good midfielders.
Yeah, he played really well. Great kick just in front of Melville, and Melville just ran onto it.
And you can see the rotation that they're putting through that midfield as well.
Exactly.
It's just amazing.
Jackson Bowen goes up again against Liam Napier. Brew charges in. The Buffaloes, however, managed to just push the ball forward. Well done there by Napier. Stokes in there as well. Jackson Clark goes in to pick it up under pressure. Stokes in there for a second crack at it. Now Emery for the Tigers. They're being pushed backwards here. Ball taken by Moroney. Gets it out wide. Taken there by Max Kennedy. He's brought down in a tackle. Eilert now tracking the ball here on centre wing. Just creates time and space. Gets it to Bowles. And look at the midfielders just opened up completely here. Contest in the middle of the ground. Well done to the Buffaloes. Jared Stokes crashes in against Eilert. That's a contest you want to see. Good tackle laid. And the umpire will call it. Yes, he does. That's a terrific contest there by both teams. And Dominic Brew, the last one to get up with ball in hand, but he was met very heavily there by Jared Stokes. The umpire tosses it up. One down there by the player in Drogamullah. Untidy kick by Jaden Kickett. Allows the Buffaloes in slightly here. Ball tapped forward by Riley Matricati, but Bowles to gather. Kick not his best. Buffaloes lining up here. Kevin Moroney gathers. Flicks it away. Now Jackson Clark with ball in hand. Receives it back again. Needs to pick out a target here. Going long and wide here to Coombs. He was looking for the body contact, but Thomas Boyd kept his eye on the ball and takes the mark at half back.
He's got Brown running for him. Takes the mark uncontested. Looks up and Drogamullah's by himself as well. He can play on. He does that. Then looks for Melville. Melville usually good overhead and takes the mark. And again, just the timing of that leap at the right time. It's his hands and takes him in the midst. And it's looking very, very dangerous here for the Buffaloes. And Melville is a good shot on goal. Already has a goal in this first quarter. We've only gone 17 and a half minutes. So we watch him go in. Trent Melville, what can he do from that pocket? It looks good, but it's going to go across the face. No, it's marked within the field of play. So just some poor work there on the line by the Nightcliff players. I think that's Cameron Eilert, but you don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
He is human after all.
Stokes now with ball in hand. It was a good kick in. Can he follow it up and find the target? He does do so. Good mark out there by Sean Matt. He's got that left knee heavily strapped, but geez, good player. Up towards Matt Campbell. Great pressure came from Moo. Takes the footy. Handballing away to a teammate here in Kickett. Kickett just pops one up in hope, really, into the midfield. Tigers teammates making it look good, and just so much time and space there, even through the midfield. I'll get you to comment on that in a second, Fred. The ball now in the hands of Nathan Brown. Flares it out wide, looking for Sean Wilson. He gave that his best effort, just couldn't quite get there. Another boundary throw in here on the Morris Rioli grandstand wing side of TIO Stadium.
They're getting beaten in the midfield. Philo, Cameron Allen, Wills are working harder. Joe Stokes is trying to do his best he can, but Buffalo's players in the midfield need to work harder and really try harder.
And Bowen's just winning the ruck. Good hit off the footy there on Philo, but he jumped straight back up. Wills, as Fred was saying, through the midfield. Kicks it forward. Cameron Islet is in good position. Drops the mark he probably would have taken. And a good tackle as well. The umpire says play on. Pendlebury chips it over to Stokes. Stokes needs to move it on quickly. He does, out to Grant, or he's got Campbell. Needs to get it to Campbell. He does now. Matty Campbell, what can he do on the left boot? And hits up Nathan Brown. Just a disappointing kick there. Coombs probably needed to go a little bit harder.
Nightcliff now just looking to steady play down in their back line. Ball in their hands of Dylan Hanley. Finds a teammate in Rivet. Up to Cameron Islet. In the game. Lovely kick. Out wide. Geez, they've just got players loose, players running. Again, players free. Jaden Kickett up from his customary defensive line, just taking that mark on centre wing. Now going long. Jonathan Peris lost the ball in the lights there and got hit in the head, but just able to dance around and make a bit of space. Got the ball away. Brew, he got the kick forward, taken high in the tackle and downfield. And the umpires just demonstrating that they're in control of this game here. Michael Coombs needs to, I think, focus on making sure that he gets the ball and then uses it well rather than focusing on the player. And who's got ball in hand, making sure as always he's in good position? Brody Philo. So Brody Philo now, 45-degree angle.
You should back him every day of the week from here.
Yeah, he's a good kick. Dances inside 50. Kick on the way. Starts it right. Swings it left. That's a beautiful kick on goal. And Brody Philo becomes the first multiple goal scorer of the game. And frighteningly, the Tigers are 7-1-43. The Buffaloes 1-1-7. And we've just hit red time.
Oh, absolutely. What worries me a lot is that the Buffaloes are going to go discipline. Discipline worries me, but they need to really hang in there and try to just stem the flow, slow the ball down, and try to get to play their game. At the moment, Nightcliff are just playing like they're going to training.
And interesting, you look at that replay. When that ball landed, and I know the whistle had sounded, but when the ball landed, Philo was by himself, inside 50. So to me, that just says work rate's not high enough.
And also the structural breakdown by the Buffaloes team doesn't seem to be there. So, I mean, maybe Cameron changes it up a bit, a few things.
Bowen again with the tap down straight to Wheels. Wheels around and hits Emery. Emery on the second grab. So he's got a big kick on him, but I reckon he's just short of his distance there. So looks for Islet. Goes at the back. Pressure here. Bradley Stokes just fumbles it over the boundary line, as you would when you've got Brody Philo hot on your hammer.
Yeah, professional play. Well done.
So just need to gather themselves here. There's 22 minutes, nearly 22 and a half minutes gone in this first quarter. It's a short boundary throw in. Emery contested that. Trying to break through. It comes back to Emery on the left boot. And it goes through for a behind. So dangerous time here in the red zone again.
Yeah, the ruckman just getting caught there. It's a very high throw in, but very shallow. They've got to read that next time. Cossack now looking to bring the ball back into play. Tigers in front yet again. Andy Moniz Wakefield having a good game. Ball out now to Jorgensen. Has the snap on goal, and from the right forward pocket, that is an absolute cracker from Adam Jorgensen. Super kick from the right forward pocket. The players come over to congratulate him as he nonchalantly just has a little sip of water there. He can't wipe the smile from his face. Well done, Jorgensen. And Fred, 8-2-50 to 1-1-7 as we see the replay.
Oh, great play by Jorgensen. He kept his feet. The most important thing, he's kept his feet and his eye on the ball. The Buffaloes player tried to bump him off the ball, but he kept it. When you kick a goal like that, you know your luck must be going the way. But where's the Buffalo leaders? I'd like to see Matty Campbell going to the middle. You know, so maybe use some experience there. They need to stand up, slow the pace down. Otherwise, this ball game looks like it's nearly over and done with already.
Yeah, put Pendlebury and Campbell in there just to get a bit action on the ball. So Wills paddles this to himself. Good work by Stokes not to give away the free kick there. Then he's dumped. And have the footy. It's in there again. And Nightcliff, just the numbers and just always moving the ball forward. So Moroney to a teammate. Good mark taken by Kennedy. That's Max Kennedy. They've got a bit of space here, the Buffaloes. Not much up forward again. Not real much, nothing to kick to. So Brown tries to intercept it. Armat has his kick smothered by Kickett. There's Matty Campbell in there trying to get advantage play on. All the Buffaloes players stopped. Holt Fitz kicks it up forward to Melville at the back. And that's a good mark. Not Melville. Bowen. So the big ruckman snuck forward and took the mark. So just all the Buffaloes players just froze and just wasn't alive to that there was play on advantage.
Oh, absolutely. You don't stop until the umpire calls a sick whistle.
Comes in the big ruckman and kicks it through the big stick. So I think I've got a dash next to just about all the players here for the Tigers. So number of goals, there's 9 goal kickers so far in this first quarter. So they're hammering away here, the Nightcliff Tigers. As we just watch on replay here, just this kick here, Fred.
Yeah, from Pitzold, yeah. And what he did is he set it up for his teammate in the Bowen, who used his height. It was an easy mark overall. But the swarm of Nightcliff players and Tigers that are coming forward and really are just being there for each other. And they're just playing a really good team. And I think they've been consistent all year, except for a couple of patches. Buffaloes need to really have some. I'd like to see Pendlebury, Campbell go in the middle. Try something different. They have to. Otherwise, this may be gone already. But what have you got to lose?
From the ruck contest now, Dominic Brew trying to crash his way through. Philo did really well on the pickup. Got it to Drogamullah, but whistle sounds. The whistle sounds for a throw. So the free kick here will go to Xavier Grant for the Buffaloes in the middle of the ground. In fact, no, it won't. It'll come back here to Max Kennedy. Long kick down inside 50. Hit Michael Coombs on the chest. He wasn't expecting it. Goes to Sean Armat. Now this time it's with Kennedy. He's brought to ground. Dropped the ball. No call from the umpire. Kicker did really well to get it up to a teammate. And the Tigers will just start all over again, Fred, just with that steady play. It starts right here, doesn't it, from their back line?
Their whole back line is just running amok. And the Buffaloes forwards aren't working hard enough or trying hard enough to kick the ball inside.
So Danny Butcher now up there to Trent Melville. Had a crack at the marking contest. Ball spills and Carl Cossack in the action.
Oh, good mark.
Good mark indeed. So the Tigers fully in control here. Just steadying play down. And you can see the signal being given again there from Danny Butcher. Just steady things down. He goes down the line. Very disciplined play. The Flyers are there. No mark taken. Close to the boundary line. Trent Melville gathers. Tried to get a handball away. And they steal the ball away again. They initially lost possession there, but Mac Rivet got a nice handball away. Good mark taken by Lachlan McKenzie in the end. So now it's the Buffaloes' turn. They have to try and do exactly the same now from deep in defence.
Kenzie gives it across to Paul Campbell. Off to Clark, Jackson Clark. Nearly an intercept mark there. Picked up by Montz Wakefield. And Paul Campbell, courageous mark taken.
That's a
by
great
Paul
mark.
Campbell. Back in the last line of defence for the Buffaloes. Picks up his teammate. Just really slowing down. Not much on offer. So they're having to go backwards to Bradley Stokes. Switching the play. Here to Lachlan McKenzie. McKenzie moves it forward. Jackson Clark. Just still in the defensive 50. They just can't break the lines here. Gives it back to a running McKenzie. That's what they need more of. Running play. Coming in from the side there was Max Kennedy. Again, Max Kennedy goes in. Needs to get rid of this footy.
And the siren sounds for quarter time. And what a quarter it was there by the Nightcliff Tigers. They've absolutely dominated the Darwin Buffaloes. And they lead at the first quarter break 9-2, 56 to the Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now opening Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come in and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium here. round 13 clash here. The Darwin Buffaloes taking on the Nightcliff Tigers, and what a devastating quarter from the Nightcliff Tigers. 9-2-56 to the Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7. These two teams last played each other back in round 11. That is only 2 rounds ago. Nightcliff winning that game by 95 points. They kicked 19-15 to the Darwin Buffaloes 4-10. Fred, that's 34 scoring shots to 14, and already here at quarter time we're at 11 scoring shots to 2. So Nightcliff, they're on track for another big win here again, unless the Darwin Buffaloes do something quickly.
Oh, absolutely. Miracles do happen. I think for Buffaloes, really, it's about getting back to the basics, getting the experience, penalty, Matt Campbell into the middle, trying something different, and really trying to win the quarter-by-quarter.
Natasha Medbury to take it away for the second quarter.
So Bowen again with the tap down, only just against Napier. They've gone hard at it in the ruck, but Bowen just too big and strong. As Nightcliff, well done by Wilson. The kick forward. Back there is Emery. Good pressure put on by Emery. Moroney, the 100-gamer, takes it over the boundary. Been a good stalwart for the Buffaloes. Kevin Moroney comes from a rugby league background as well. I believe he's a pretty good rugby player as well. So Drugamullo again, just that shallow throw-in. Ruckman aren't reading it. Quick kick out by Moroney and a good mark taken by Bowen. Moves it on quickly to a teammate in Bowles, and that's a good intercept mark by Pendlebury. Pendlebury plays on quickly. I know Pendlebury's a good player in that back line, but I just feel they need a bit more grunt in the midfield, do the Buffaloes. Good evasion there by Loudon. It's the ball off to a running Stokes, the captain. Sit forward, teammate, good lead out there. Well, spins around, sees an opponent, but it's going to be chopped off. He is by the Nightcliff defender. So Foster couldn't actually get to the footy. Clean up here by Hanley. That's Dylan Hanley, needs to get rid of it. The umpire let that go a while. Good kick in the end, but rude. Sit forward. Oh, well done by the Buffaloes player. Kicks it over to Thomas Clark. Thomas Clark with the player all by himself, and that's Brody Foster. So positioned himself well in the turnover, the crucial turnover in the middle of the ground there, and Buffaloes were able to attack quickly, and Brody Foster found himself all alone. Yeah,
great play by Jared Stokes and Buffaloes. That's what they needed in the second quarter to really emphasise the importance of trying to stand up. Now, hopefully, Brody can finish a goal, and good start for the Darwin Buffaloes.
Yeah, he got a goal in the first quarter, and it's an understatement to say they need a goal. They desperately need this. And somehow he's curved it in David Beckham style. It wasn't looking like it was going through, but it has. So Brody Foster has two goals.
Yeah, great play there, and that's what Buffaloes needed to get the start off and the end of the beginning. Great play there by Thomas. He got the ball there, passed it in, and good play there, Brody Foster. Buffaloes get the ball into the forward line, and that's what they needed to. Hopefully they can continue on, get the ball out of the middle, and really help and gives their supporters and their coach something to look forward to. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
He's a hard-working forward, isn't he, Brody Foster?
Yeah,
did really well there.
He's not a tall guy, but he's one of those guys that works really hard.
And they put some grunt in there with Mikey Coombs going into the midfield for Buffaloes.
So let's see what they can do here. They've got the first goal on the board in the second quarter. To say they needed it was an understatement. Bowen and Napier clash in the middle, no real takeaway. Brew gets hold of it. Nice kick out from him inside 50, so the Tigers dangerous already. Melville after it, putting pressure on. Bradley Stokes did well on him, push it close to the boundary line, and along with Cameron Islet, they see it over.
And they've also put Pendlebury on the ball as well, so he's moved into the midfield. Maybe they're listening to us.
Good on you, Fred Murphy. Special comments from Fred Murphy, good stuff. So boundary throw-in now. The ruckmen haven't been reading these boundary throw-ins all that well, although they're well positioned here. At least Hugo Drogamullo was anyway. Spins around after taking possession. Gets it to Brew on the right boot towards the goal square. Moroney was the only one with an opportunity to take possession. He sees that through for a behind. So the third behind on the board for the Tigers. They lead 57-13. Can you believe it? It's only 4 minutes in to this second quarter and they lead by 44 points. Darwin now needing to maintain possession here, and Pendlebury under all sorts of pressure, taking that mark, gets it into the middle of the ground, 3-on-1 here, and the three are going to win out maybe. Goal's taken to ground by Coombs. He charges in and tries to get the ball out, and holding the man will be the call.
Well won by Michael Coombs.
Well done to Coombs indeed. Takes possession there at half back. Needs to do that more often. He's a really good player, such a strong player. Got to go in and win a lot of the footy, particularly tonight if they're going to get back into this game. Cossack now whips it out wide and goes to Antonio James. I really like the way that he started his game tonight. Goes to Coombs, who made good position. Mac Rivet on his mark. Pops it up now. That's a poor kick, missed by McKenzie. Cameron Islet just strolls through that tackle, pops it up and finds Trent Melville in the clear. And he'll go further forward, and Emery, with 5 metres of space after working really hard into his forward 50, will go back, and Fred should kick another easy goal for the Tigers.
Comes off a turnover from Buffaloes. Lockley McKenzie should have kept his eye on the ball and marked that, but then if you turn over the ball over in the centre square, more than likely the team's going to score against you. So see how he goes.
So Kyle Emery now, he was one of 8 players to kick a goal in the first quarter. Can he be the first for the Tigers to kick a goal in this second quarter? About a 45-degree angle, kicks on goal, and the umpire does not have to do too much the work there whatsoever. Emery becomes the second multiple goal scorer in fact, the third multiple goal scorer for the game, the second for the Tigers. He joins Brodie Philo. And they march on, Fred. 10th goal for the game. 10-3-63 to 2-1-13.
Micah Coombs got the ball kick. Maybe overkicked it a little bit, but then Lachlan McKenzie should have tried to judge it a bit more. Once you missed the tackle of Cameron Islet and it's free, just open up the play for the Nightcliff Tigers, and it was just bread and butter.
The idea by Micah Coombs was right. It was just he missed the target.
Yeah, missed the target, or whether Lockie and McKenzie misjudged it. It was just a turnover. When you turn it over in the middle of the ground, it just opens it up for the opposition to flood into the forward line, and an easy goal.
So back in the middle, Bowen again just dominating there for the Tigers. Off the ground by Liam Holt-Fitz. Coming through for the Buffs is Kennedy, but smothered. Pick up by Liam Holt-Fitz, and very unusual do you see that, and Kevin Moroney spills it over the boundary line.
Interesting, Liam Holt-Fitz there. Normally he's a very good kick on his left boot, Fred. He just couldn't get much penetration on that occasion.
I think he's running so fast.
Possibly too.
I think he rushed himself. He had plenty of time and space there. He just needed to pull the handbrake on a bit and slow down. So Cameron Islet goes without it. Picked up by Bradley Stokes, who spoke about him at the start of the game. A very important player in that back line. They need him more than ever to get back in this game. Foster. Bowen, the big ruckman, does well to handle that footy. Partly smothered. Matt, that's a good tackle on Brugge. And Bradley Stokes puts his body in. Coombs with a quick kick, but lands straight in the arms of Kickett. So Jaden Kickett also worked his way back into this senior side, Jaden Kickett. She's as a forward, you don't like those kicks up and under. Comes down to Islet. Good tap by Moo to Melville, trying to get it over to that man again at Liam Holt-Fitz. Good on his left, as we spoke about. That's a better kick, hits up the target in Kyle Emery. Plays on quickly, has a player running forward, and that's an easy mark, and going to run into an open goal square, does Danny Butcher, and there's another one with a goal against their name. So Danny Butcher kicks the Nightcliff Tigers' 11th goal, and they are streaming ahead, Fred.
Oh, absolutely. It was just like a bit of a training run. It's a skill session at the moment. And Nightcliff are just playing the better team. It's sad that Buffaloes are not picking up their man, making skill error. Look at that, Liam Falls, great play there, great kick on his left foot, and really good kick there to Emery. Emery is providing a really good target, and he's providing an option. Then really unselfishly kicks the ball forward to Danny Butcher. Lachlan McKenzie missed the target. Danny Butcher straight through for an open goal. Nightcliff are playing together as teams, looking for each other and working harder for each other.
Yeah, I think that's a key call, Fred. Playing as a team at the moment. Bowen up high, wins that one away. Just thumped it through with the left fist. Jorgensen comes striding through, did beautifully. Got it to Islet. Long kick inside 50. Almost a mark there to Carl Cossack. Did well. Got it away to a teammate. Quick kick was smothered. Pushed it through again. Well done. Mikey Coombs towing off the ground and then goes for the soccer off the ground. And why wouldn't you? Up towards Pendlebury. Confronted by Boyd. Boyd did beautifully. Steps one way, then the other. Goes back where there's a little bit of space and time. Nightcliff to steady again. Nathan Brown. So often do they rebound from this half-back position. Back up to Boyd again. Long kick. That's a poor one. It's going to clear the head, however, of Riley Matricati. Jaden Kickett will put some pressure on here. Matricati gathers. Did well. Bangs it back into the middle of the ground. Pressure comes from the Tigers. Ball spills from Kennedy to Coombs. Ends up in the hands of Campbell. Dangerous kick down to the goal square. No mark.
Oh.
Will it go through? No, it won't. It hit the post a metre up. And the Tigers play on quickly.
Paris kicks it out to a teammate in Islet. Has enough time and space to look ahead and see what target. Good body work there by Jorgensen. Good pick up as well. Kicks it forward close to the boundary and Liam Holt-Fitz takes it over. So a boundary throw and so they just stemmed the flow a little bit here, the Buffaloes.
Yeah, they're trying to slow it down. Matty Campbell coming out of the centre line had a really good option and Brody Foster leading. Instead he went long. So it's just about pricking the right option.
So Bowen, again, as we've spoken about, just dominating in the ruck. There's not much the Buffs can do about it. Gets it out to Bowles. Delivers the ball into Emery. Picks it up on the bounce. Well done, Emery. Good skills does he have. Should have a ping and it passed, done the team thing again, and Trent Melville looked to play on. And he quickly pulled on the handbrake when he realised the position he was in. Oh, geez. Cole Emery just unselfish again. Passed it to a teammate, and that looks good off the boot, and I reckon that's gone through the goals as well. So Trent Melville has his second for the game and becomes the third multiple goal kicker for the Tigers.
Wow, great play by Nightcliff. They just got all the answers at the moment, and Buffaloes are struggling. Great play there by Emery to kick it forward, and great play here by Emery. Dodged around him, great dodge there, and then kicked it forward. Look, it came off the slide of his boot, and then Trent Melville happened to be there. Good mark, maybe touched, but paid the mark, played on, stayed back, and he just
fortunate, perhaps fortunate.
Foxed the umpire a bit, but he got the result. He kicked a great goal around the corner. Nightcliff have got all the answers, and I can't see where the leadership or the opportunity is going to come from for Buffaloes.
3-1 already in this quarter in favour of the Tigers. Back in the middle now, Drogamullah wins it down. They take it away again from that midfield. Kick up towards centre half forward. Slapped forward there by Stokes. Comes out to Drogamullah. Underground handball. Liam Holt-Fitz tried to soccer off the ground. It's picked up by Campbell. Did well. And Boyd in the action. Can't take the grab. Pressure came there from Max Kennedy. At ground level, Butcher. Nice. Handball up to a teammate in Rivet. Out to Boyd again. Now up to Philip Wills. Clean bowled him. Now Carl Cossack to pick up. Confronted by Ryan Moo. Got a handball away. Oh, Stokes. He stuck out the arm, the coat hanger. Play on advantage, says the umpire. Antonio James went without it. Emery had two cracks at it and grabbed the foot. He has a shot on goal. Does he kick his third? He does. That's a terrific kick on goal. Well done, Kyle Emery. He had presence over the footy, stuck to the task, focused on the footy and then the goals and put through his third for the match. He's kicked two in this second quarter. They're now up to 4-1 in this quarter.
Kyle Emery seems to be the match-winning forward at the moment. He could end up with a bag by the end of the night. He's playing really well and providing a really good target for Nightcliff, and they just seem to be kicking into them all the time. And whenever it goes to the forward line, you know that Kyle Emery's going to get it, or one of the other small forwards, Liam Holtz or whatever. But the Nightcliff are just rolling on it, and where is the Buffalo stand up? I mean, I'd love to see I think Matty Campbell's in the middle, so hopefully he can add some leadership and experience.
Back in the middle, if it was a 95-point win the last time they played, then they're on target to smash that at the moment. The Buffaloes need to make some big changes. Drogamullah kicks it off the ground. Marked by Moo. And passes it back to Drogamullah. Does the team thing again and finds Jorgensen all by himself. This back line for the Buffaloes is in disarray at the moment. But, you know, to them, they're under the pump. Their midfield aren't producing and stopping the flow, so there's not much that they can do to stop the stem of the ball hitting the forward 50. So Jorgensen kicked one in the first quarter. It was a ripper of a goal as well, and it dropped short. Trent Melville picks it up. Quick kick. Mackenzie's underneath it. So was Emery. Good mark taken out there. Makarati kicks it to Thomas Clark. Very good rugby player, Thomas Clark. I believe he's the captain of the Brothers Rugby League Club. Bradley Stokes goes backwards to Cale Cossack, to Kevin Moroney, 100 gamer, and the 100 gamer with a poor kick to his teammate in James sees it over the boundary line. Of course, a lot of these Darwin Buffaloes players play for the Brothers Rugby League Club that you also see on NITV during the rugby season. Mackenzie going the ruck work with Kyle Emery. Ducks his head. Good call by the umpires. Play on. Drew misses target in bowls. Good work by Kickett. Just a toe poke just to get it out of the contest. Kickett again goes in there. Up and under and Moo. Ryan Moo, the smallest player on the ground, takes a ripper of a mark, gives it to Wheels, his captain. 2-on-1. Trent Melville 1-on-3 now. Gets it to his teammate and Emery puts it to the top of the square. Eilert goes without it, but it's going to bounce to the back. Eilert goes again. Wilson, he's going to pick himself up a free kick. So Cameron Eilert is going to take the free kick and someone's back chatted, so he's going right on the line. Easy as you like goal to the superstar in Cameron Eilert, and he gets a stroke next to his name as well for the Nightcliff Tigers and kicks their 14th goal. Wowee, we are 16 minutes into the second quarter.
This could be one of the biggest scores, sorry to say, on the NTFL game for a long time. Nightcliff are just playing really well. Buffaloes are in danger mode at the moment. They're in self-sacrifice at the moment. I think they're worrying about themselves instead of trying to worry about the get back to basics. What does Cameron Stokes do? I think the only way maybe just shift your team around, shift the players around, and hopefully that some of them players can stand up. I mean, good that Matty Campbell's in the middle, and hopefully he can talk there and Mikey Coombs there, but they really need to stem this flow and go from there.
That's the best midfield that they probably had to start with, the Darwin Buffaloes all game.
Ball tossed high. Napier beaten forward again by Bowen. Phillip Wills sort of held off the contest momentarily. Ball comes out of the middle. Cameron Eilert gathers, steps one way then the other, pops it up looking for Drogamullah, finds him nicely. Just outside 50. Crowd urging him on. Nice little pass from Drogamullah up to Melville. Gee, he's strong with those hands, and again, as he's done all night when he's been in range of goals, Freddie jumps early and extends the hands. There's no way anyone's going to punch the ball away.
Absolutely. He is such a great forward, and he plays like a full forward, demanding the ball, arms out, and he just really reads the play as well, and the players kick it to his direction and what suits him the best.
He's either going to drop the mark or they're going to chop his arms. It's so predictable and so good as a forward. So here he is now deep in that right forward pocket. Kick on the way. He will not be happy with that. He's just squeezed that in, has he? No, in fact, it's out of bounds on the full.
That's probably Nightcliff's worst kick of the night.
One step, just a bit too casual there, Trent Melville. Unlike him. A quick kick out finds Jackson Clark. He can play on. He does now. Just not much up forward looking for the ruckman, and Napier pushed his opponent in the back. That was Bowen. He didn't.
See, it's just those little things, isn't it? Like, that was just so obvious.
He didn't disguise it at all. Nearly chopped off there by Abala. And again, it goes into the Nightcliff 50, and a good mark taken by Xavier Grant there in the back line for the Buffaloes.
Well done, Xavier Grant. Looking now for someone to kick the ball to. He's called to play on. Goes sideways and dangerously. Emery there against Moroney. Campbell comes in. Tries to step around Emery. Has to get a handball away. They're really under pressure here. Campbell back in again. Off to Grant. Needs to get rid of it, and he does. Quick kick up. Nightcliff are here in numbers. Charging through Dominic Brew. Little handball up to Liam Holt-Fitz. Long kick up towards Melville. Has to spoil on this occasion. Well done, Carl Cossack. Spins around in the tackle. Gets it off to Mackenzie. Does well there with a bit of poise. Got it to Pendlebury. His kick, not the greatest. Goes to Xavier Grant. Handball was casual to Moroney. Comes back inside to James, and that's a nice mark, isn't it? That's a nice sliding mark. They're under so much pressure. Goes back now to Lachlan McKenzie. Out wide here looking for Isaac Seaton-Kunoth. Finds him. the man with the flowing locks. Off to Bradley Stokes. Good build-up here this time from the Buffaloes. This is more like it. Off to Jared Stokes. We've hardly called Jared Stokes in this quarter. The kick from him, that was poor. Jaden Kickett takes the mark easily, and the Tigers to build again from their defensive 50.
So he can switch the play, which he does. I mean, through the Tigers. The two ruckmen got it.
That's a good mark.
He's got to be close to being best on ground, the big ruckman. No pressure there, Fred.
Oh, absolutely.
Trent Melville puts it to the hot spot at the back. Kyle Emery. And as his opponent is complaining about a push in the back, he just held his position there. And I think that's one of the best rules that has been brought into the AFL, is that as long as you do not force them forward, but you hold your position, it's not in the back.
Yeah, and great body work by Kyle Emery. And the way he's moving tonight, you could think he's a 100-goal forward. He's just really playing really well and providing a good target.
Well, he's going for his 4th goal, 1 in the first, already 2 in the second quarter. Can he make it 3 in the second quarter? Take his tally to 4. Beautiful kick at the footy, Kyle Emery. And he has Nightcliff Tigers' 15th goal on the board.
Well, it's just Nightcliff flying on, doing what they have to do best. The machine of the Nightcliff Tigers just seems to be rolling. Great kick there in the back line as well, right at the forward line here. And with the ruckman bow, and a great mark by ruckman. And kicked it, and then quick it forward. And then Trent Mulville, great mark. And then looked at the matchup, knew what was on offer. Emery is by himself. Good body work, kept his position, eye on the ball, and just marked it really well. Great body work and great concentration. The Nightcliff Tigers know where their strengths and weaknesses are as players for each other. And I think that's where they're playing for each other. They know where to play.
And quick ball movement too, Fred, from defence into forward. They had one-on-one contests everywhere, whereas the Buffaloes, not happening. Back in the middle again, Bowen wins that ruck contest. Brew held off the footy by Coombs. Charging in was Jorgensen. Dispossessed. Buffaloes win the footy. Handball out the back goes to Clark. Clark off there to Pendlebury. Pendlebury away there to McKenzie. McKenzie, good long kick out to centre wing there, and tracking it close to the boundary, Thomas Clark. And they'll get a boundary throw in on that centre wing. Gee, look at that scoreboard. 15-3-93. Tigers, Darwin Buffaloes 2-2-14. 21-minute mark. So we're in the red time here. What damage can the Tigers inflict here in the red time? Ruck contest, no one can gain a clean possession. Seaton Kunoth comes out with it, out to Pendlebury. Does well, feints a handball, did beautifully the big man. Got it away there to Max Kennedy. He kicks up inside 50, and almost a good mark taken there by Stokes. Couldn't do it. Ball spills, comes down to Hanley, away to Boyd, and again, here go the Tigers from defensive 50.
And again, the numbers, just the numbers, as Jared Stokes did all the work down in the forward line for the Buffaloes, but when the ball come to ground, there was just a swarm of Tigers players. They'll hold it up here, just waiting for the halftime siren.
And Stokes
Tigers
down to Natasha Medbury at the goal square, holding an ankle.
He's had ankle injuries in the past that has kept him out of the game, and no one's gone to him as yet. I think the trainer's heading around there now.
Doesn't look good.
This is not something simple here. He's lying on his back at the moment.
So as we continue
holding his leg,
the play here, just keep an eye on Jared Stokes. That will not be good news for the Buffaloes that are in 5th spot. And of course, we've seen the game earlier where Districts didn't win that, so they've potentially going to be in finals, the Buffaloes, and without Jared Stokes will make it very hard. As we continue to play with Cossack. Campbell just with no one to kick to, and Phillip Wills takes an uncontested mark.
And as we see Phillip Wills take that kick now, Jared Stokes was being carried from the ground. He shrugged off the trainers, but I think he will be coming from the ground. In trouble now, Max Kennedy caught holding the footy, and the Tigers are just going to steady play down here. The free kick to be taken here by Dylan Hanley. In fact, it's Jonathan Peris on centre wing. Jonathan Peris just kicks sideways. Calm play here by the Tigers. Hugo Drogamullah with ball in hand. Oh, that's a sorry sight if Jared Stokes has to come from the ground injured. Long kick now down the line, looking for the target in Emery. Couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to Brew. Just steps his way through the pack beautifully. Gee's a good player. Hammers away inside 50 to no one in particular. Ball thumped away by Foster. Coombs runs onto it. Missed the footy, falls to kick it, has a shot on goal and kicks the goal. The defender He'll absolutely love that. Let's just wait a moment here. There hasn't been a signal given. There's a bit of byplay here.
I think Jaden Kickett just got up and it appeared.
I'm not sure whether that's actually going to be counted as a goal here.
The Buffs player was appealing that, and Mikey Coombs has just decked someone. I think the Buffaloes player was.
So Michael Coombs has now been sent from the ground here. The umpire has sent him from the ground, and there is now a blood rule. So the blood rule is Philip Wills.
Oh, that's sad. Philip Wills is such a really good. It's really sad that Buffaloes have had to go to the discipline and that. Philip Wills is such a good player. I hope Philip Wills is okay. He's a pretty strong kid.
Well, he cracked him pretty hard. He lined that one. I think with what it started, I thought the Buffaloes player was appealing to the umpire that he was kneed by Jaden Kickett.
So I'm not sure whether that goal was in fact counted or whether a free kick was given. So umpire's still waiting to actually clarify what's happening here as to whether that was a goal or whether there's a free kick being given. I don't think a signal's been given by the goal umpire yet. So just waiting here. The goal umpire, they're counting the initial goal, which is a goal to Jaden Kickett.
And also a free kick.
And then a free kick downfield being given to Kyle Emery, who will now have his shot on goal and kick a goal. So Kyle Emery, after all of that, has kicked his 4th goal for the second quarter, making a total of 5 goals for the game thus far. And Nightcliff, 17-3, 105 to the Darwin Buffaloes, 2-2-14. And Fred, after all of that, Michael Coombs, I think, sent from the ground, and that can only happen, I think, if there's 2 infringements in a particular incident. Then you're sent from the ground and you can't return. Yeah, that's really sad that that's happened, especially for Buffaloes, and Michael's one of their leaders as well. And it's really sad that he had to deteriorate to that. And Nightcliff are just the stronger team, the better team. They're playing really well. And what could Buffaloes do now?
Also, the damaging thing, Jared Stokes has come off. The Buffaloes are looking likely to play finals. Now, that incident we just seen is going to cop a number of weeks. We're not talking a couple, talking a number. So back in the middle as we get back to playing footy, and it's on the stroke at half time, so there's a lot of feeling. Gets it back to Philo. They just need to play footy, both teams here. Cameron Islet, good contest against Bradley Stokes. Kevin Moroney picks up the footy to James.
He's played well, James.
Yeah, he has. Matty Campbell in front. Very clever around these situations and takes it over the boundary line in front of Joel Woodrick.
I think James is one of those players. He just watches the ball, see ball, get ball, and just plays it well. And he's trying. It's hard place at the moment.
So the halftime siren sounding here. Bit of feeling in this game as we close for the halftime break. The Nightcliff Tigers, having kicked 8 goals to 1 in that second quarter, lead the match 17-3, 105 to the Darwin Buffaloes, 2-2-14.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely 0.
0.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more.
No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more. Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen, so you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energized.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Second half about to get underway here at TIO Stadium. Nightcliff with an incredible advantage, 17-3, 105, leading the Darwin Buffaloes 2-2-14. Nightcliff, of course, had led at quarter time by 49 points. Fred, they now lead by an incredible 91 points at half time. What can Darwin do? What should they be looking to do in this second half?
I think Darwin should, and hopefully Cameron talked to them, is just taking one step at a time, manning up, trying to beat your competitor, your person that you're on, and try to start from there. Hopefully the big picture they will try to win the quarter, but by beating their opposition, the man they're on, that can lead to bigger things. They need to win the ball and say, you know what, the first half is gone, forget about that. Let's try to win this quarter, but let's start by beating our opposition, the opponent we're on now. Winning the 50-50 contest. By winning the 50-50 contest, then that allows them opportunity to get them for the ball line. Try something different in the forward line. Yeah?
Ball held aloft, the crowd looking to see what will happen in this second half. Up high goes Bowen, wins it down, charging in Jorgensen, well tackled too by Grant. That's the sort of toughness that Cameron Stokes would like to see, although just at the end there, that tackle slipped up and the umpires called a high tackle. Brodie Philo cruising around the back, receives the handball, long kick inside 50. Good punch away by the Buffalo defence. Unable to handle cleanly there was Cossack. Quick kick away from Brew into the hands of Jorgensen. Back towards Rivet. Through comes Thomas Clark, off to Campbell. Campbell chipping up into space. That's all he's looking for there is a bit of space. Kade Bala couldn't take possession. Out wide. Pendlebury on the up to Abala. Sprints away from Brew. That's good positive play. Nice chip kick up to Liam Napier. That's the way. Coming inboard now. Max Kennedy. Driving kick inside 50. The target, of course, was the goal kicker in Foster, but a nice mark taken deep in defence there by the Tigers. Little flick out wide. Comes here to Andy Moniz Wakefield. Kick up the line. Good kick it is too. Nathan Brown. Steady player. Again, just up the line. Really disciplined. Mac Rivet. Love that name, I have to say. Sounds like a special power tool from Bunnings. His kick wasn't so good, however, not that reliable on that occasion. Missed Drogamulla and over the boundary line. Fred, just a positive, steady start again by the Tigers.
I saw Bruin around 50 metres to lay a tackle and missed him, but that's what sums it up for me. Just a work ethic.
Yep, and that's what it's come down to. Work rate, so much of this game.
So Napier, that's another good tackle by Drew. Needs to get rid of it. No, all up. And the good news as well for the Tigers is that Phil Wills has had his head bandaged up and he's back up there.
Started in the middle too, Tash.
And Jared Stokes looks like as well.
Yes, and Jared Stokes that we also thought had a serious injury. So the boundary throw in front of the interchange box for the Buffaloes. So Bowen, one that I've thought has played the best game so far. Advantage played to Jackson Clark. So Foster underneath that makes a contest. Matt under enormous pressure, taken without the footy. The umpire, that's a very late call, but that's actually going the free kick of Kennedy. No, it was a late call and it is going to Armat. Very late in calling that, the umpire. So not looking forward, Shawnee Armat. Just sets it up for Foster, but it's going to fall short. Contested mark in the end by Boyd. Had a good game down in defence, Boyd. Played his part. Brodie Philo. You look at the scoreboard and you'd probably expect more goals against Brodie Philo's name and probably touches, but that just goes to show the even spread of the footy here for the Tigers tonight. Back to Boyd. Kick through the middle, dangerous, but pays off to his teammate Joel Boderick. Drop mark out there, and here comes Philo through the middle.
Philo, another drilling pass. A little bit too hot to handle for his teammates. Cameron Isla couldn't gather that one. Picking it up is Kade Bala. Featured already quite prominently in this quarter. Miss kick. Philo to take possession close to the boundary line. Keeps the ball in. Avoids the tackle really well. Kick off the side of the boot. Marked there by Cossack. Goes back to the 100-gamer, Moroney. Who can he pick out here? Well done, Mackenzie. Good kick into space. Jackson Clark didn't go for the mark. Probably should have. Finds Isaac Seaton-Kunoth.
Good kick.
And a good mark too by Daniel Fitzgerald. Low down from the big man. What can he do? Yeah, good work there by both players. Good attack on the footy there by Max Kennedy. Belted away from him by Danny Butcher. Just doing what he's got to do.
Absolutely. Just the 1%ers manning up and really believing that they're going to win it.
Gee, the Buffalo faithful there, Fred. They've got not a lot to smile about tonight at all.
It's a tough night.
Bowen gets it down. There's Wills into there against Kennedy. So locked up. I mean, where do the Buffaloes work to from here? You know, it's going to be very, very hard to get back in the game, let alone win it. They just need to try and win maybe the third quarter, maybe the fourth quarter.
They need to beat their opponent and then flow under from there and then just win the quarter. Take it and try to build some confidence from here.
Bowles. Ryan Moo. Always plays his part, Ryan Moo. Good kick into the hot spot. Defensive punch away there by Drogamulla as the forward, mind you. Here's that man, James, just lost his footing. Under enormous pressure. Was probably taken without the footy in the end, and he's going to win the free kick. So good work to James at that free kick.
He's been one of their better players tonight, even though the ball's been down there a lot.
So James now with ball in hand. Probably a bit lucky. Perhaps would have been pinged for the first tackle on him. Brings it inboard to Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes backwards. Nice kick from Stokes. Finds his teammate in Matt Riccardi. Dropped it, picked it up. Ryan Moo just hard at the footy. Takes the mark, always in front.
On his chest.
Did well, I know. Takes it on his chest. Did well. Pops it up. No mark taken. Stokes striding through. Nice handball up. Well done. They get the hands away to Pendlebury. Was looking for the next option, but there was no one there, so kicked up forward to Foster. Nice handball off there from Hanley. Goes back in there again. Pressure came from Campbell, which was good. Bowen, the big ruckman, gets a handball away. Well done. Clark in there, so too Eilert. Hard at the footy. Ball's going to come out the back here. Well done to Ryan Moo. And Bowles, just that familiar kicking style. Bangs it away. Melville, arms extended. Cossack. Hands to Seaton-Kunoth. Can't get possession. Tigers fighting away here for the footy. Philo, that's a brilliant handball. Tapped away from Brown. Moo. Brought to the ground without the footy. And again, that's just untidy play by the Buffaloes. Wilson swoops on it immediately. Kicks up to Emery. Can't avoid the tackler, but gets a handball away to Holt Fitz. He's tackled beautifully by Campbell. Ball spills to Stokes. Stokes up to James, and he marks the ball really well under pressure there from Philip Wills. Inboard now to Thomas Clark. Doesn't take the mark. Almost unforgivable given their position. Goes back in. His second effort was good. Ryan Moo must be getting a little bit slippery out there now underfoot. Ball comes to Napier. Philip Wills hard at it. Goes to Moo again. James did beautifully. Clears the pack. Kick up inside 50. He had far more time to do something better than that with the kick. And falls now to Hanley. And Nightcliff, they'll just look to rebound again from defensive 50.
Eilert takes the mark in front of the ruckman for the Buffaloes. Wants Wakefield. Kicked a brilliant goal in the first quarter. Hands it off to Moo. Xavier Grant should get there first. He does, but couldn't take the mark. Under enormous pressure. The Tigers just keep going and going and going. They just come in waves and numbers. They just never give up. Sit back to a teammate in Rivet, Mac Rivet. So Emery putting the pressure on. To Cossack, ex-Tigers player, of course. Just needs to settle this down. Kennedy. Dangerous kick, finds Grant. Thought about handballing it off to Campbell, who was demanding it, I think. They need to get it forward here to Armat. They do that. Armat can turn and go. Wills is getting over there with pressure. He needs to get it over the top quickly. This is where they're breaking down as well. They really needed to play on there. They had the numbers. So in the end, it was great work by Phil Wills just to hold Armat up. Over the top to Jackson Clark. And again, just an up and under kick. Needed to be more direct. Just allowed Drew to get there and cut that off. And that's been pretty much what's happened a lot of the game as well, just indirect kicks, and if they have been, they've been floaters that have taken a while to get there.
Absolutely. Just the work rate, the capacity for the Nightcliff Tigers to run 20, 30 metres to lay a tackle.
Well, 9 minutes in now, and there has been no score from either side in this quarter.
Which is a win to the Buffaloes.
That is a win, given the context of the game. From that ruck contest there, the wrong person went for the ruck contest. So a free kick to Nightcliff, and we see the ball downfield now and out of bounds just near that scoreboard. And again, 17-3 to 2-2. Well done to the Buffaloes to stem the flow. How long can they hold this up for now? Liam Napier up against Bowen. Bowen straight down to Matt Campbell onto that trusty left foot immediately. Inside attacking 50. Matt laying the tackle. And again, the ball pushed out of bounds. Boyd looking for the free kick. I like Boyd, Fred Murphy. He's not a flashy player. Takes his marks, uses the ball really well. Buffalo supporters there wishing that their players would be doing the same.
He's a good backline player.
Plays his part, doesn't he, along with the rest of them. Comes to the back there to Clark. He gives it to Jared Stokes. He's a goal-kicking midfielder and just misses that to the left. There's Jared Stokes. But the good news for Buffaloes is that he's out there running freely, of course. Was helped off in the second quarter. So Jaden kicked a goal in the second quarter. Jaden Kickett. At the back was Philo. And a delivery into Foster all by himself in the end. Philo tried to take a screamer. Didn't pull it down, though we have seen him take those in the past. So Brody Foster has the only 2 goals for the Darwin Buffaloes, going for his third. 1 in each quarter so far. Comes in, no breeze whatsoever. Flags are not even moving. Looks good off the boot as he snuck it in. He has. So the Buffaloes finally have their third goal of the game, and Brody Foster has his third. So 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in this third.
Great play, Buffaloes there. Kicked it out, and Philo tried to go for a mark of the year. But great play there, blocking McKenzie. Instead of blasting the ball, lowered his eyes and saw Brody Foster in a good space and kicked it to him. That's the thing that Buffaloes need to work on in this next half. Just play the simple things, the team things, and they'll slowly, gradually build on their confidence and get back into this game.
And Fred, they've had a couple of opportunities. We saw Sean Ahmad over there, and Natasha called it. Needed to move the ball on quickly. Foster's that great target. He's been a good target all night, but they weren't going quickly to him. Perhaps that's one of the things they need to do as well. So that goal on the board now, 3-3-21, the Buffaloes back in the ruck contest. Drogamullah wins it down, taken away, however, by Pendlebury. Something to build on here. Target out there is Thomas Clark. Couldn't find the footy. Max Kennedy toe pokes it through, laying the tackle there on Loudon. Campbell comes through again. That's Matt Campbell. Can't pick it up. Continues to just poke away at it. Socket it. Foster. There he is again in the action. Nice handball up to a teammate in Loudon. Good snap on goal and a good goal from Loudon. Back-to-back goals for the Buffaloes for the first time in this game.
Oh, great play, Darwin Buffaloes. That's what they need. And that'll give them a boost confidence in Cameron Stokes' team. Great play, Matty Campbell. A lot of experience, a lot of skill. Get the ball in. Kick it forward. And the Buffaloes players in front. Foster, great pickup. And they're loud, just walk, summed the situation up, and on the flick, wow, great goal, great play, Darwin Buffaloes. See if they can build on the momentum there. And they're playing, come out here with a bit of confidence. They kicked a couple of goals, and that'll hopefully give them and the supporters and the coaching staff something to look forward to, something to work on. They just need to go on with it now and say, hey, just because we kicked 2 goals, it's not over. Keep working it. Matty Campbell and Pendlebury in the middle has done really well.
That's those positives as well. If they can win this quarter, that's the positives that you need to look forward to take out of this game. So quick kick. Jared Stokes should get there first. He does. Just sizes up his options. That's a brilliant kick and a brilliant mark taken by Loudon. And James again with a one-hander.
He's been really good tonight.
Very impressive indeed. So he's played in the back line. They put him for a stint in the midfield, and now he's gone up forward. So good utility player for them. Of course, Buffaloes are looking likely, unless something drastic happens, to play finals. So James, Antonio James, one of the better players for Buffs tonight. That's a Missed kick, but Foster at the back. Well read by Paris. That's Bowles looking for his teammate. Off the ground, and in the end goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So just to Nightcliff, Chris Brass won't be happy with the way Nightcliff have played the first 15 minutes of this third quarter. I can tell you that right now. I'll be looking forward to watching just his mood and his direction down there. He doesn't give too much away, but he won't be happy, that's for sure. So Thomas Clark with a free kick. Should put it to the top of the square, Thomas Clark. Chances himself. And misses to the left, so through for a behind. Probably should have put it to the top of the square.
Yeah, went for minimal impact. If you're not going to make a difference, and try to do the right thing, put up the top of the square, and hopefully someone takes a mark or a crumb goal.
Daniel Bowles now to bring the ball back into play after that minor score. So 105 plays 28. Nearly 15 minutes gone now in this quarter, and the Tigers have not scored. And another errant kick. Cut off there. One might have thought a free kick could have been paid there, but nothing doing from the central umpires. Andy Montes Wakefield trying to crash his way through there. Caught in the tackle. Free kick to the Buffaloes. Off goes Jackson Clark. Little toe poke forward is a good one. Thomas Clark now on the bounce. Inside 50. Long bomb at goal. And a behind. Nathan Brown was tracking that one.
And again, Brodie Foster was in a perfect position, had led, and Thomas Clark took the bounce and didn't deliver it there.
Yeah, got to go to their targets.
So good mark taken by Kale Cossack. I thought he's been impressive as well tonight.
And all the pressure coming from the Buffaloes at the moment. As you said before, Chris Bucks would not be happy with this.
Close to the boundary line of Barla's underneath it. And with him was that man Boyd and Paris. So impressive the third quarter by Buffaloes. They didn't drop their heads. They've actually come out to play a positive game.
Well, they've kicked 2 goals in a row, and that's what Cameron Stokes would want, just to rid their comp and just have a go. Nothing to lose. And they're playing really well.
So close to the boundary here. Hale Cossack used to hold the ball up. Jorgensen gets it to the ruckman. Owen gets his arms free. Well done. Too many runners here. It's a good hit. Cardi. Without the footy, the umpire's letting it go here. Well, that was a throw as well. I think the Buffaloes player, you heard him say that. Here's James. James without the footy. Paul Campbell gets it out to Kennedy. Kennedy to the top of the square. Matty Campbell's usually dangerous in this position. Uses his body, his experience so well. The ex-North Melbourne player, Kangaroos, my brother's team. Such a classy player, Matty Campbell.
Oh, absolutely. I've got no doubt he'll nail this for sure.
Oh, the kiss of death from Brett Murphy.
And straight through the middle.
Ooh, you're
Not
lucky.
in doubt. So Matty Campbell has his first. And the Buffaloes have their third of the quarter. And Tigers yet to score.
Be great if they
in this quarter, of course.
It'd be great, Tash, if they started off like this. Great play, Paulie Campbell. Great hand pass out. Loud, good kick out. And Matty Campbell is experienced and using his body work, kept kicking at bay, and just all the experience. And
he's just so dangerous at one-on-one, especially when the ball gets to the back, because he uses his body and reads it so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Great play by the Darwin Buffaloes. 3 goals in a row. Where was this in the first half? But at least there's something to build on for the players, the supporters, and Cameron Stokes, the coach, and they can try something different. But at least they're having a go, and they won't die wondering. So, you know, an opportunity to really extend that and get another goal, and you never know, see what happens.
And remember, they're down 1 rotation.
Absolutely.
Ball back in the middle, tossed up high, 1 down by Bowen. Cameron Islet gathers it, and they gather him. Somehow he gets the ball out, and the umpire says that is an incorrect disposal. Sean Armat with the free. Flares out wide. Jackson Clark takes the mark at centre wing. Where are the options going to come from now? Goes long. Target is Foster. He just stays down. In fact, he was held down. Philip Wills with the recovery. Out towards centre wing. Jackson Clark lets Stokes go for the footy. Receives the handball, goes by hand, a looping handball that Stokes tried to grab hold of, and Drogamullah now will just let it go. And ensure that it goes over the boundary line. The reset will happen. The scoreboard showing the Darwin Buffaloes now 5-5-35. Nightcliff Footy Club stuck on 17-3, 105. Not a bad score to be stuck on, Fred Murphy.
Oh, absolutely. I'd take it any day of the week.
So good kick out of the pack there by Armat, up and under. Underneath it was Paulie Campbell, tried to fist it forward. Comes out to Ian Loudon. Muller gets it forward as well, just not in front there, Foster, but dangerous in this area. Pendlebury goes without it. To Maltz Wakefield. So who gets to it first? Good pick up by Seaton Kernock. Misses his target in Abala. Abala keeps his feet in front of Cameron Islet, so he's got 1-on-3 here. Good pick up as well by the young fella. He's got a lot of speed, needs to get rid of it, he does. Up and under, Foster's underneath it. Pendlebury tried to hit the pack. Foster, I thought, was in the better position. Pendlebury's tackled without the footy. Islet gives it back to Wills. Wills off his left goes out of bounds on the full. You don't see that very often, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's got his head bandaged and caught one late in that second quarter.
Antonio James now to take that free kick. What's he learnt from the last one he took out here? And he's kicked it long to set it up in the goal square. Foster in good position. So too Bowen. So too Loudon. Gathers from the front of the pack. Snaps. He snapped too far. Nicholas Loudon. He'd be a bit disappointed with that. Kicked a great goal only moments ago and misses that one to the far side. So the Buffaloes 5-6-36. The Tigers 17-3, 105. And we're into time on. 20 minutes gone in this third quarter. We'll take a moment now to rescue the footy from over the fence.
Now the opportunity for the Darwin Buffaloes to try to keep the ball inside their 50 and try to get another score to see if they can keep that in.
Yep.
All the hard work will be undone if they don't. Bowen, the third attempt, that's a mark. Good work by the big ruckman. Hands it off to Wilson. That's Shawnee Wilson. But again, just a rush kick. Looking for Emery, but missed his target by a good 3 or 4 metres. It's not tiredness. I think it's just a little bit of laziness, I think, creeping in to the Tigers. I know the scoreboard reflects that they're going to win this game, but their coach is not going to be happy with this display. 3/4 time. It's a quick kick forward. Holt fits, and that's a good mark taken by McKenzie.
He's tried really hard.
He has, hasn't he? They've held him up really well here, and McKenzie, he's had a few dark moments, but he's had a lot of really good moments too.
Hopefully he can hit a target. He's looking for the ruckman and Napier. Close to the boundary, so safe call there. Tapped over for another boundary throw-in. So 22 minutes gone in this third quarter. They'll be hanging out for the siren here. They just need to hold on here, the Buffaloes.
Ruck contest, one down there by Bowen. Matricardi came crashing through. Philo was taken without the footy, I thought, initially. Crunched to the ground. Good play there by Max Kennedy. Kept the ball in. Siren sounds. 3/4 time, that was a much better effort by the Darwin Buffaloes. The Nightcliff Tigers scoreless in that quarter. The Darwin Buffaloes kicking 3 goals. And the score 17-3, 105 to the Tigers. The Darwin Buffaloes 5-6-36.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Players about to take their places here to commence the fourth quarter. Buffalo still in their huddle. A much improved performance in that third quarter by the Darwin Buffaloes. They kicked 3 goals 4 to Nightcliff 0, Fred. So you talked about Cameron Stokes looking for positives and wanting to see his players bring some energy and win a quarter. Well, they won that quarter convincingly.
Absolutely. I'm sure Cameron will be really thrilled, and some of the supporters as well, to show some fight. Now let's just see if they can carry it onto this quarter here, because I think it's important that Buffaloes finish off this game on a positive light. They've got Southern Districts coming up next weekend, which may be a battle for fifth. So it's important that they keep going on, keep fighting, and just keep really, trying to do the best they can. Buffaloes played really well. So some of the lesser lights stepped up. Sin Keaton, the young player in the forward line, they played really, struck up all, and they set a really good wall. Every time Nightcliff kicked the ball out of the back line, Buffalo set up a really good wall and put it back.
You're seeing some of them there now. Carl Cossack, Lachlan McKenzie. They were really good. Sean Matt played well. Yeah.
They tightened up in the midfield, because we spoke about the pressure that the back line was under, and there's not much you can do about it when the ball's coming in that often and that hard. That the midfield did tighten up. They did put Pendlebury, Campbell. Now they put the better players that weren't getting the footy down in the forward line as well. So it was a good change up in that third quarter. And you can see Jared Stokes starting on the wing here against Sean Wilson.
The great thing about that, it frees Jared up to play his natural game instead of being congested.
So to get this last quarter underway now, the Buffaloes trail by 69 points. Dominic Brew getting the first possession from the middle. Smothered. He's taken to ground. Goes back in again straight away. And gets a kick out as well. Again, taken away though. Pendlebury, well done. Kicks up towards half forward. Thomas Boyd, steady player. No flashiness about Boyd. Just goes about and does what he needs to do. Very impressive player for the Tigers. Out wide now to Eilert. Got a handball away. Straight to Jared Stokes. He tries to spot up Loud and falls heavily after that confrontation. Ball picked up by Peris. Goes to Bowles. Normally a very good user of the footy with the left boot. Tries to spot up Emery here. Didn't extend the arms, tried to take it on the shoulder, bounced off. Buffalo defence went to work, and Wilson here, Sean Wilson, taking the grab at centre wing. Pops it inboard and goes to Cameron Islet. Just hard and straight at the footy, Cameron Islet. Takes the mark and takes it well. Looks for a target. Drogamullah just waited, didn't he? Just waited until the option came up and bang, straight to him. So the Tigers, already they look as though there's a little bit more urgency about them than what there was in the third quarter.
Brodie Filo's just sneaking, just hanging around. Look, he's asking.
And there he is, Filo. Just looking to swoop past, perhaps. Can I have the handball? No, says Drogamullah. I'm going to have a shot. He pops it up, high, long. It's going to fall short. Emery can't take the grab. Goes through for a minor score.
Straight away, Brodie Filo's letting. As soon as Drogamullah kicked that ball, he said to him, "You didn't even have the distance, mate." So Moroney with the kick out. Gets it over to Bradley Stokes. Goes out wide to Kale Cossack.
And these are the simple things that Buffaloes have to do. Just play simple footy.
Yeah, a lot of positives come out if they win the second half, that's for sure. It's just that first quarter that absolutely killed them. So Drew again, the big ruckman. Bowen tries to kick it off the ground. Cameron Islet is there against Cossack. Ball comes out. Shawnee Wilson with his pace gets across in front of the pack. It's that to Philo, and in the hole there was Drogamullah. Dropped an uncontested mark. There was no one around him. Jared Stokes paddles it to himself, gets around one. Goes long to the young Abala, but in front was a good mark taken by Joel Buderick in the midfield.
Very good mark indeed by Buderick. Flares it out wide. Again, the target was Cameron Islet. Well done there by Brodie Foster. Good contest from him. Not afraid to work up from his forward 50 position. And an even 70-point margin now at the 3-minute mark of this last quarter. Nightcliff on the board in this second half. They've scored one behind from that ruck contest now. The Buffs trying to bring it away. The ball tossed over the boundary line. The umpire's call is a boundary throw in right under the scoreboard.
Great to see Buffalo's really putting some pressure on Nightcliff and just really trying to play this game out to the end. And that's what would please Cameron Stokes the most.
Ruckman set. Gone at it all night. Napier and Bowen. Bowen again wins it. Geez, love to see the stats of the hit-outs. Bowen would be dominating. So Cossack cleans up, gets it to McKenzie, drops the footy. That should have been holding the footy. Late call by the umpire. They can take it back here, the players. The umpire said that they played advantage. I don't even think they heard the whistle, to be honest with you. So Liam Holt Fitz, good clear up by Cossack again. Kicks it out wide to Paul Campbell.
See if the Buffaloes can get a goal out of this.
So Campbell taps it over the top to himself. There's that man Boyd. Gets it back to Brown. Brown to Bowles. You don't see that very often from Bowles. But he cleans up well. Cleans up his mistake. Nice lays pass out to Cameron Islet. Ran through the mark.
That should be a 50-metre penalty right there.
The umpire's just letting a few things go here. So Jono Peris puts it to the top of the square. Liam Holt Fitz is outnumbered there, but the ball comes to ground. Then watch out because he's dangerous in these areas and just kicks it across the face of goal. As soon as it hit the ground there, Liam Holt Fitz was straight up as I think Antonio James comes limping off the ground, unfortunately, for the Buffaloes.
Buffaloes had an opportunity, couldn't make the most of it there. Ball now in the hands of Cossack. His kick, that's a little bit untidy. It's a tired kick. Lachlan McKenzie's done a lot of running. He wasn't going to chase too hard after that one.
You'd hopefully that Buffaloes would have a couple more goals in them. And yeah, it was a kick of a tired player. And hopefully they can just, win this quarter and for their supporters.
Ruck contest now. Pendlebury lining up in ruck against Drogamullah. Ball tapped down. Moo. Ball didn't even touch the ground. Bangs away inside 50. Good mark taken there by Moroney. He won't really be enjoying his 100th match, but a real credit to him for reaching that mark. He's been a wonderful player for the Double Blues over many seasons. Handball there from Seaton Kunoff.
Oh, well done. Well
But the Tigers, Cameron Islet just reading the play beautifully there. Finds himself yet again in the middle of the ground. His favourite position, no doubt. Out wide, not a lot of pressure on at the moment.
But he just waited until he found the right target. He went 2, 3, 4 times, no, and then bang.
Danny Butcher with the man who took the mark. Nice little kick from him too. And he spots up Andy Monez Wakefield here, just outside 50. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's got the distance here. I don't see Brodie Philo hanging around.
Good crowd
looking
here
for a
tonight
handball.
too.
The crowd have enjoyed a contest, at least in this second half, but the first half was absolutely dynamic from the Nightcliff Tigers. Monez Wakefield now from 53 metres out. The footy is well and truly going to fall short. Well read there by Carl Cossack. And again, really, that was a poor setup from the Tigers going inside 50. Cossack now just switches all the way to the back pocket. Finds Jackson Clark.
Stokes picks it up the line to Moroney. Moroney has Loudon, Kennedy, on the wing of the scoreboard. So Shawnee Armat's in there. Gets the ball out. Big ruckman again, Bowen. The ripper of the game. Cricks it straight back to Moroney. Moroney has Bradley Stokes on. Just a chip kick. Another chip kick. And Matty Campbell, I think, has run into the umpire. And then Shawnee Armat's given away a free kick for a high. Not quite sure if a player makes contact with an umpire, doesn't it a free kick to the other team straight away? And Cameron Islet, good mark. Go back and kick his second goal of the game. He's already got one in the second quarter.
Let's see how Cameron goes. Goal kicking is probably hasn't been his, out of all his famous skills and Superman stars, goal kicking is probably one of his less Superman stuff. So let's see how he goes.
I think when he's playing in the midfield, on the run, he's been a lot more confident rather than set shots. And I have to honestly admit, during my career, I'd rather be on the run than set shots. So there's just something about, just off the side of the boot there. And as you can see, not happy with that.
Bit of a smile from him.
Yeah, I've seen Drogamola come off before, and he must have got a bit of a heckling from the crowd. Of course, his supporters just ripping him a bit, and he sort of gave the indication when he just dropped the mark down the forward line that the lights got in his eyes.
Bradley Stokes now with a nice kick there to Jared Stokes, up through now into midfield. Mark taken there by Kennedy. Kennedy out wide. Good build-up here from the Buffaloes. Little step inside from Clark, the up and under. Did no favours there to Foster. But the free kick, he's very fortunate. The push in the back was the call. So Foster, 3 goals to his name here this evening. Every opportunity he's had, he's tried to make the most of them. 1 goal in the first, 1 goal in the second, 1 goal in the third. Be nice if he could finish off here with a very, very even performance and kick a goal in the last quarter. So Brodie Foster, 52 metres out, bangs away at goal, but it fades to the right-hand side and through for another minor score.
Trying to get that extra distance, he tried to go on his right instead of going straight.
So the heat right out of this game, Fred, that's for sure, from the Buffaloes and from the Tigers. The Tigers have only put on an additional 3 points for this last quarter, and in fact for the whole second half.
Yeah, for the second half. Comes in board the Tigers, spots up Drogamola. Dummies to go one way, but 50 given.
That's the make-up for the one they missed previously, I think.
So he needs to get out the way. He can play on here, and he does. So some players have been a bit slow, and there's another 50 because he got in the way. And see, a lot of players have been a bit slow to pick up this new 50-metre rule I've found during the season. I've also seen it in the AFL season as well this year, is that you can't come from the side, you must come from the front. You're not allowed to run next to them. And if you're the player like Drogamola goes through and kicks the goal, if you are like him and he gets his first goal of the game, is that you take advantage of it. You use it, start running, because you're usually going to get another free kick, another 50.
Absolutely, great play by Drogamola. He used it, and he used it to his advantage, the rules to his advantage, and he paid the consequences.
So you can't come from the side there. You just can't. you have to be coming from in front. You still got to maintain that distance.
That structure,
yeah.
that 50-metre straight direct line to the goals.
So there has to be better communication, doesn't there? He really has to get out of the way and
Yep.
have somebody downfield take the mark.
Yeah, and otherwise you have to stay out of that protected zone,
yeah,
and you've got to come right around. So it is better from someone in the back line to go, right, I need to get up to that mark.
Yeah.
And someone else run down to the back line.
Let's see if Buffalo's going to retaliate and get another goal here. See how they go.
Stunningly, that is the Tigers' first goal for the second half. Hugo Drogamala wins the tap down. Loudon takes it away, has it bounce, is tackled. Surely that's dropping the ball, not called. Ball comes to Philo. High up and under from him towards half forward. Good contest there between Philip Wills and his opponent, although there might have been a poke in the eye through that. Little tap through, comes to Emery. Lachlan McKenzie now under pressure, picks the ball up, gets it away, moves, stripped to the footy. Was that dropping the ball? Now it comes to Kyle Cossack, whips a handball away to McKenzie, gets it away to Seaton Kurnoth, did really well to get it away to Moroney. Moroney with the handball on the up to Pendlebury. The left boot now, up centre wing. The speed of Jared Stokes, has the pickup, will take a bounce. Will he take two? No, he won't. He drills it in. Drop mark there by Hanley. The snap on goal is a minor score.
It's been exciting, Abala, in the second half.
He's been terrific, hasn't he? He's kept his feet well and he's attacked the ball really hard.
Yeah, and he's tried to provide an option, that busy little bee in the forward line.
So 5-8-38, the Buffaloes trailing the Tigers. 18-6, 114, 12 gone in this last quarter.
Wills picks it up to his partner in crime, which is Eilert. Such wonderful players in the NTFL, those two gentlemen, and a gentleman off the field as well. Seaton Kurnoth. Get the footy away, just misread again by Drogamala. Under the lights, he'll blame.
Oh.
Matty Campbell just dances around one, gets it back to Armat. Armat dropped the footy.
Did well.
Good pick up by Thomas Clark. Hand passes to himself, getting held onto, manages to get the ball back, gets pulled off the footy. Played that very, very well, Thomas Clark. Abala's on the lead. Now he looks to Foster, and it just comes off short, but Foster gets to the footy anyway. There's no one there to help him. 4 Tigers surrounding him. And here we go. Cole Emery has worked 100 metres to run to that space. Just the work rate. Picked up slightly here for the Tigers, and on the second grab, Trent Melville. Just a work rate there of the Tigers, which we haven't seen so far in this second half, but Cole Emery sprinted 100 metres to get to that space.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what the difference is for all night. It's just the work ethic, work rate, and you're not going to get the ball, you keep going again. Second, third efforts, to me, that's been the biggest factor as well. Second, third, fourth efforts, running to 50 metres to delay a tackle, 50 metres to lay a shepherd, 100 metres to make a lead and not being given to, but keep going.
So Melville has 2 goals. Hasn't really had his kicking boots on tonight. And that goes through for a minor score.
Geez, marked well, hasn't he? I love the way he approaches the footy.
His timing has been perfect tonight.
Nightcliff crowd there still enjoying most of what they're seeing as the Buffaloes bring the ball back into play. Moroney with another possession. Little chip up to the former coach in Matt Campbell. Wheels his way around and drives it long down the centre wing. No mark taken. Nightcliff with the Flyers. Still got numbers around the footy here. Bowen had the ball socket away from him by Pendlebury. Pendlebury goes again. Up into the forward half now. Tackle almost stuck. Possession there was poor. Kennedy on the up. Picked it up beautifully. Got it to Pendlebury. Drills it in there to Foster. Can't take the mark. Kabala scoots around. Nice little chip. Punched away there. Can Antonio James get his way through and kick a goal? No, he cannot. Good defence there from the Tigers. Cameron Eilert was excellent. And he takes the kick-in duties immediately and pops it up to Jaden Kickett.
Kickett looks out wide to Wilson. Up the line. Kenzie lost his footing. Emery at the back here. He's got a clear run at the footy. And he's got Trent Melville over the top. Does he take the mark and play on? He does. He's going to go through and kick his 3rd goal of the game, Trent Melville. Hasn't really had the kicking boots on tonight, so I knew he was going to take it and play on there, and he has a bit of a laugh there to Kale Cossack, of course, being teammates in the past.
Oh, absolutely. Great play. Again, transition. Shawnee Wilson didn't get the ball, but then great play by Nightcliff. Good kick by the Nightcliff player forward. And then Emery just seemed to be the only one running fast enough. He just wanted the ball bare, and he just kicked the ball to Melville's position favourably. And absolutely, and just easy goal. It's probably one of the fair times in the second half that the Nightcliff have had that really flow-on effect. We haven't seen it often in the second half. Seen a lot of it in the first half, but on the second half. Interesting play. Nightcliff are going in next weekend playing St. Mary's in one of the probably clashes around, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes out and how they prepare for that one as well.
Tigers in the lead, 121-39, and from the ruck contest, a whistle going in favour of the Tigers. Play on advantage. Filo was the only one who kept going.
You can't play. Surely you can't play advantage. I think the umpire's done the right thing there.
He's called it back. Everybody had stopped. And Fred, that's the right call.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the right call.
The only one that didn't was Brody Filo that started running away, but the umpire wasn't quite sure what the infringement was for. So, that was...
Ball to come back into the middle.
Classic hat by Brody Filo.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he's trying to woo the umpire that time.
And he was right too. So Bowen, Jackson Bowen, been terrific tonight. Very, very good player indeed. He's ticked down to 17 minutes. That's a good mark. Ryan Moo.
He's been
very
a really
consistent.
good player.
Yeah, he has, Fred. I agree. Been really consistent. The long bomb, the quick entry. Drogamullah, the target, can't take the mark against Carl Cossack. Cossack did really well in that contest. Ball's not coming out of that. And the umpire says, I will have it. So if you were picking a 3-2-1 tonight, Fred, given the state of this game here, ticking down towards time on in this fourth quarter?
I'd probably, number 3, probably be Emery, I think, because he's provided a really good target up forward for Nightcliff and that. Then you'd probably see Brody Filo. I think he's been that consistent person all the time. And the ruckman, Bowen. I think I'd like to give him a vote as well, because he's been probably an underrated player, but he's just been a workhorse, took some good marks, kicked a goal, and really rucked really well.
Yeah, I agree. Bowen's been consistent. Liam Holt Fitz dangerous, and it's going to go through. It does. There's that left root that we spoke about earlier. So Liam Holt Fitz gets his first goal of the game.
And he's a will-o'-the-wisp player that all clubs would like. And the great tap there, but Pendlebury, great reading by Holt Fitz, and just on his right foot, just read the play. He's the sort of player that knows where the goals are no matter what. He's dangerous, quick. And he just suits the way the structure of Nightcliff play in the forward. And, it seems the players seem to love him. And, hey, when you kick goals and you're pretty quick and elusive like that, of course the teammates are going to love you every day of the week.
13 goal kickers for Nightcliff.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been such an even performance, hasn't it? Particularly their first half. I mean, their first half was just devastating.
Oh, I've set them up.
Well, there was 9 goal kickers in the first quarter.
So an 88-point ball game at this stage of the game. Ball tossed high, Bowen up again in the ruck contest. Loudon done really well there. Got the ball back to Liam Napier. Pendlebury, been good. Tackle there on that occasion. Got a handball away though. Second effort was excellent. Moniz Wakefield with the soccer off the ground. Towed it to his team's advantage. Then crashed into his teammate. Ball came out to Philip Wills. Toe pokes it up. Beautiful pick up by Melville, spinning through Cameron Islet, feigned the handball, just retained possession, and now kicks to space. The hard-working Drogamullah, can he pick it up? Ball's eluding him. McKenzie did really well to just stick to the task there, finds Abala. Abala a good kick up to Campbell, that's Paul. Now his kick, the next one's the dangerous one, up to Kennedy, and chopping of the arms is the call. Dominic Brew to take the free kick at half-back.
Brew kicks it. Drop mark there by his teammate in Danny Butcher. At the feet. Hits Kennedy. Kennedy across to Loudon. Loudon go further still to Grant. Grant inboard looking for a Abala, but over the top of his head. A raffle between the 4 defenders there for the Tigers. Kick it, looks to clear it. That's a looking kick, well read by Pendlebury. Pendlebury to Abala. Presented well. Does he have one now? Look at the numbers back for the Tigers here. Just needs to put it to the top of the square. He tries the big torp. It's going to land at the top of the square. Brody Foster gets there first, somehow trampled over He's Nightcliff defender, but just the numbers here for the Tigers as it comes out to Wills. Wills with a poor kick that's well read by that young fella again in Abala, and hits James on the chest. Well done to Kane Abala there. 3 or 4 efforts inside that 50 from a young player, and that's a positive sign for the Buffaloes.
Oh, absolutely, and that's something Cameron can build on. I think his whole game, he's really tried his efforts, his second, third, fourth efforts, and it showed there that he just hasn't given up. His left foot kicking was a really superb kick on Antonio's chest, so hopefully the Buffaloes player can finish it off. Yeah, James deserves a goal. He's played well, and that's gone off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full.
The kick of a tired player, unfortunately, and I think that's part of the story here tonight too, that from a fitness perspective, the Tigers are just so much fitter than the Buffaloes. Absolutely.
It'll be interesting next week when the Buffaloes play Southern Districts, playing for 5th spot, so it'll be interesting to see how both those teams play.
Nightcliff now just using the ball carefully around the boundary line. Cameron Islet takes another possession. Gee, he's had a pretty big second half, Cameron Islet. We didn't see a lot of him in the first. That's a poor kick from his standards there. Loudon in contest here with Ryan Moo. Crashing in was Campbell. Got the ball to Kennedy. Kennedy's kick was too high for Foster. Islet in again. Gives the long handball to Peris. Peris backwards to kick it. And that he does. Does he hug the boundary well enough? Oh, just.
We were right in line with that.
I don't know about that.
That was out.
Hanley now with ball in hand. Up to Brew. Brew did well to get in front there and took that mark strongly. He would have had the free kick anyway for the high tackle. But he's such a strong player. Complements the midfield so beautifully. Brew off to Peris, steps around Fitzgerald easily, goes down the line looking for Melville. Ball thumped away from him. Been a pretty good contest between he and Carl Cossack for most of the night.
Do you think Brew might be in the Nichols medal contention? I just love the way he plays. He ran 50 metres in the third quarter and made a tackle. He's just a workhorse and a hard nut.
The NT's looking for the mullet haircut of the year, and I think he's in contention for that, that's for sure.
I think he's in contention for both, Fred, to answer your question as well.
So good work, James. Gets the ball out. Paul Campbell, good pick-up, tries to get it out to his teammate. Pendlebury, good work by James again, just backed it up. It's afterburners on. Looking forward is Brody Foster. And on the siren, mind you, Brody Foster's going to have a crack at goal and go for his 4th of the game. Deserves 4.
He would deserve, if he could kick this, that would be a wonderful way for him personally to finish off. But Fred, I also think it'd actually be a really positive way for the Buffaloes to finish off because they've had a strong second half.
Absolutely, and if he kicks the last goal, that would be a really great opportunity. They probably may have just outscored or just underscored the Nightcliff Football Club. He's just missed. Oh. But great opportunity for Buffaloes to really say that they can put into next week.
Through for the minor score. So this round 13 match finishes off with a very handsome victory to the Nightcliff Tigers. 20 goals, 7, 127 to the Darwin Buffaloes, 5-10-40.